Hi, everyone. This is me, Tara, coming to you live from THCOD for your health information. Hi, I am going to talk to you today about different health insurance plans and giving you some advice on which insurance plans are the best plans for you to choose. I understand that it is embarking upon open enrollment for the 2018 2019. I'm sorry, for the 2019 20, yeah, for the 2019 year. If your business enrollment or your medical enrollment goes January to December. Okay. Some of y'all that are in education, like myself and others, some of y'all open enrollment may be like this fall at some point, and it starts from fall to next fall. So here's my uh, few picks of advice on choosing health enrollment plans. Okay. What I would like to say first is that this is not a guarantee of what I say. I am a healthcare consultant. I've been in the field 32 years as a medical biller and coder and also a healthcare worker. Um, I have a bachelor's degree in health information management and an MBA degree in health information systems. So I enjoy what I do. I teach at two different colleges, and I love what I do. And so I have people from time to time, especially when I'm teaching. Look at that, I got a piece of whatever that is hanging there. I got a piece of, I'm sorry, I get people that ask me advice, hey, which insurance plan should we pick? Which one is the best one for me? Yada, yada, yada. Okay, well, I'm glad you asked. Okay, now I'm going to demonstrate some things. So I'm going to go straight to my board over here and write on my board, and I'm going to set up some paper so that, I'm going to do it on my paper instead of my board and see. But anyway, I'm going to write out the different types of insurance plans and how it works, how they usually work, and what you, the consumer, should understand when picking your plan, and that you shouldn't get mad at the insurance company necessarily. You shouldn't get mad at the doctor's office necessarily. I'm not saying be distasteful and rude at your employer or your HMO office, but you may want to have a conversation on why they choose what they choose to offer their employees a health care package. Okay, so I'm going to go over here. I'm going to get my papers. Oh, it's all over here. Okay, so let's go over here. Okay, so I'm going to erase some of this because I've been teaching other stuff earlier today from my office. Okay, all right, so a lot of light in here. So I'm hoping that you all can see me. If not, I may have to move my computer in a little closer. Okay, so let me go ahead and set up this paper. Oh, this out of the way first. Right, all this in here. My little markers. Okay, give me just a minute, almost done. Almost done. Okay. All right. I think I need one more. This over here. Okay. Fantastic. Okay. Now, whew, that was work. Okay, so let's take out a few markers that I have here. Purple, blue. I have red. Purple, blue, black. Okay. And let's talk about HMO insurance. So I hope you all can see this. And if not, I may have to move this over a little bit more. So maybe that's what I have to do. Maybe that's what I have to do. So I'm going to unplug this. I'm going to bring this over. Okay, great. I think the sunlight is a bit too light in here. Oh, well, okay. Let's see. I'm gonna dim the light a little bit in here. Okay, so here I am. I'm going to tell you about each insurance plan. I'm sorry I'm so informal, but I tend to teach best when I'm not so formal. Okay, that's just how I function my best at. Okay. Okay. So let's talk about HMO insurance. Okay. Okay. So with HMO insurance, let me tell you how that works from a consumer's perspective. Okay, let me close this blind. Close my office door. Okay, so let's talk about HMO. Okay, so HMO insurance, okay, which is known as a health maintenance organization, right? Health maintenance organization. Now, health maintenance organization, they deal mostly with PCPs and specialists, okay? So your PCP, which is your primary care doctor, or your primary care physician, okay? And then you have your specialist, which is referred to a doctor of specialty, okay? Now, how does this work? How does that work? Okay. What normally happens is when the patient goes to see a PCP for a problem, okay, that PCP has to be designated. It has to be a named PCP. It could be Dr. Smith Family Practice, okay. It can be Dr. Yam, Yamazi, I don't know, internal medicine. It could be Dr. Betsy Ross, okay? And I'm just making up names, okay? OBGYN, okay? Because the OBGYN can be used as a primary care physician. Okay, so when you assign a family practice doctor, internal medicine doctor, or OBGYN doctor for women, then if you're not feeling well after 1 or 2 visits to the PCP, after 1 to 2 visits, office visits, okay, maybe 3, then you are referred to a specialist, okay, to a specialist, okay? And they do this by way of an authorization number, okay? And that is given to the specialist, specialty doctor, or by a paper referral. Okay, so I know that we're living in a day and age where paper referrals are not as used now as they have been before. They may send an electronic referral over to a PCP. However, they have capitated amounts. So I'm going to give you just examples. I'm not saying verbatim that's what they are. These are just examples of how it works. Okay. So if you see a PCP doctor, you may have up to 40 to 60 visits uh, visits per year. Okay. If you see a specialty doctor, you may have the very same thing, 40 to 60 visits per year. Okay. These are known as capitated amounts. Okay. These are known as capitated amounts. Now, to me, in my opinion, the best patients for this type of insurance plan, and they're on different tiers. So you have a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Okay. So let's stick with the basics and just talk about HMO and the types of patients that work well for the HMO. The type of patients that work well for HMOs are for those who need, routine care. Okay, and that's like your well woman exam, your well child checks, your physicals for men. That's what that's for. Your specialty doctor, these that are living on a budget, a cost efficient budget, they do well for that. Those that may have doctors that already are on their HMO plan. Okay. Okay. And these that can follow, also these that can follow the HMO required guidelines. Okay. Because they have a little bit more, how can I say, they are a little bit more stringent on guidelines, and they tend to have what they call a gatekeeper effect. So all of these are known as, all of these are known as gatekeepers, okay? Gatekeepers. And gatekeepers are the ones that your PCPs, they tend to lock you into this gate. And they say, you know what, I'm going to meet all your needs. I'm going to take care of you all that I best can. And they do a wonderful job, a wonderful job. But then if they get after 2 or 3 visits, they're going to say, you know what, I think I'm going to have to refer you out to a specialist and let them take care of you and let them see what they can do to help, eradicate that problem or to help solve whatever that possible diagnosis is, or that prognosis, if you will. Okay, so that that basically covers it. It has its more set hospitals. It has its more set dynamics on whether you are in a 2-patient hospital room. It has it set where you have co-pays. Okay, so let's look at that for a minute. So for HMOs, you have co-pays. Okay, you have co-pays. All right, they're the only plans with co-pays. Everything is with co-pays. Okay, now they do have an accumulation amount, which is different from out of pocket, but they call accumulation amount. Okay, sometimes, and it depends on how the plan is underwritten. Okay, if they have an accumulation amount of maybe, let's see, $2,500 worth of copays, okay, then it may get to a point where you pay $0. You pay $0. Now, does this work the same for prescription benefits? No. Prescription benefits is a separate benefit by itself. Just like dental benefits, it's a separate benefit by itself. Vision benefits It's a separate benefit by itself. It has nothing to do with medical. Okay, just want to make that clear to you guys. It has nothing to do with medical. Okay, now, so copays are for HMOs. HMOs, they have no deductibles. Okay, they have no co-insurances. Okay, they have no out-of-pocket amount. Well, I should say amount like that. Okay. Okay. And they have no LTM, which is called lifetime max. Lifetime max of either $1 or $2 million. Okay, of either $1 or $2 million. HMO is just strictly capitated. It is just strictly where you pay copays, and that is all you pay. Okay, and like I said, it's good for those, in my opinion, who are not so sickly, or those that don't have to go to the doctor as much. And this is usually the least expensive plan. This is usually the least expensive plan out of all 1, 2, 3 tiers, maybe 4. It is the most cost effective for those that are on a budget. They may have children, a family of 4 kids and a husband and wife, or 2 spouses. You may have 6 kids and 2 spouses. I mean, it's that cost effective for that type of family structure. Okay, so I'm not downing HMO. I think HMO is great. I think HMO is fantastic. And if you're healthy, God bless you. If you one of those, especially women, you just need to go and get your well woman check, your pap smear done, and maybe every 3 months or every 4 months you go in, get checked, get your birth control pills, things of that nature, or get yourself checked, period. Make sure your body's functioning and you're healthy and you don't have any kind of other stuff going on in your body. Then this is the plan for you. I say this also if you're single. This is the plan for you. If you're single with no kids, this is the plan for you. And you're healthy, this is the plan for you. Okay? If your doctors are already on this plan and they accept this HMO plan, whatever plan it could be. Now, let me say this. Not all HMOs are alike. Let me make that real clear. Not all HMOs are alike. You have Cigna HMO. You have Aetna HMO. You have Blue Cross Blue Shield HMO, you have United Healthcare HMO, Marina Health, Humana HMO. Not all HMOs are the same. It depends on how they're underwritten, how the company wants them underwritten to offer for their benefits to their employees. And I tell my students and I tell people all the time when I talk to them that when your employer pays for your insurance benefit for you to have, and you still have premiums deducted from your check, your employer pays 70% of the cost. And we'll talk about that a little later, so you can have a better appreciation of what your employer is offering you and what they're doing for you. Okay? Let's see, what else is that? I want to say that is it. I could say for HMO off the top of my head. But again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Again, my email is THCOD, that's T as in Tom, H as in Harry, C as in Cat, O as in Oscar, D as in David, at hotmail.com. You're more than welcome to email me, or you're more than welcome to make a comment on my page. Okay? All right, so let's talk about the next tier going up, okay, which is better known as the PPO. Okay, so I'm gonna slide my camera over here a little bit. Okay, fantastic. Okay, close my blind. Okay, hopefully you can see the paper a lot better. Okay. Okay, all right, great. All right, so let's talk about the PPO plan. So I'm gonna write this in black. Maybe I'll write this in blue. I'll write this in blue. I'm gonna bring this up just a notch. Okay, so let's talk about the PPO plan. I'm moving my phone out the way. And I have soft music playing, and I love my soft music. Okay, so the PPO plan. The PPO plan is known as the preferred provider plan. Okay, preferred provider plan. Okay, so this is where you have contracted doctors, okay, or contracted physicians, okay, who are known as PAR providers, okay? So PAR providers are your participating providers. These are your providers that will accept the pay rate of what an insurance company is willing to offer, okay? Per contract, per procedure code, okay? Now, you do have some what we call non-contracted providers, okay? And these are known as non-par providers, okay? Their pay rate is a little higher. It's so wrong. A little higher, but less to no perks. Okay, these when you sign up to become a contract provider, you do get particular perks. Okay, now it is good to be part of the PAR providership, if you will, because they're listed like, so say for example, if you go to Blue Cross Blue Shield PPO website, okay, or their website, and you choose PPO plan, okay, so once you choose PPO plan, then you're going to look for doctors within your zip code, 77530 zip code. Okay, that's a Baytown zip code that I'm saying, or 77030. That's in the med center. Okay, and you're going to find, let's say you're looking for a dermatologist in 77530 zip code. You're going to find all these lists of dermatologists in the 77530 zip code. Or you're going to find all of these dermatologists in the list of the 77030 zip code. That's the perks that they get. The perks that they get is that they have advertisement, if you will. They have advertisement. And so they get some sort of marketing plan, marketing strategy for having their names placed on the list. And so to be a PAR provider, you have to have your physician credential. What I mean by credential, you have to show their education status, their W-9. You have to show their malpractice insurance. You know, you have to show that they're licensed in that particular state. You know, there's a list of things that how can I say, provider service rep from the insurance company will require of you to give them, to credential your physician to be a PAR or non-PAR provider, but to be a PAR provider. Now, to be a non-PAR provider, well, yeah, I mean, They can submit it. They're going to have their names in an NPI database, National Physician Index database, and that's fine. And we could easily find them in that database and we'll reimburse them, but they're going to miss out on certain perks. Okay. And I forgot there are other perks besides just the marketing part. I forgot what they all are off the top of my head, but I'll come back at you on another video, or if you are concerned or have a question about it, just email me or put a comment and I'll answer your question. Okay, great. So you're probably saying, well, how does the PPO plan work? I'm glad you asked. So I'm going to answer that question for you. Okay. Okay, number one, they do have, we'll put on here, check. Okay, they do have a deductible to meet. Okay. Number two, they do have a co-insurance to pay. Okay. Number three, they do have an out-of-pocket to reach before insurance will pay at 100%. And they do have what you call lifetime max, okay? And that lifetime max can be $1 to $2 million, okay? And it could be $1 to $2 million that year. So I can tell you how that works, okay? If you're curious about that. So let's look at the deductible, okay? Let's suppose it's now January 2nd, okay? It is now January 2nd. And you have eaten for New Year's. You just ate yourself to a glutton. You had seafood gumbo. You had spare ribs, potato salad, mustard greens, cabbage, cornbread, corn on the cob. Then later on, you decided, ooh, I think I'm going to have some of this brownie. And I think I'm going to eat a little bit of this here watermelon. And I'm going to wash it all down with some Hawaiian punch. You know how we do for the holidays. Okay, we eat ourselves to a glutton. Okay. Now come January 2nd, let's suppose this is January 2nd, 2019. And you're in the, let's just say, you're in the, not in the ER. I'm not going to use that example just yet. What? Okay, let's use doctor's office. You decide, I can hold up, but I can wait and go to the doctor's office. Okay, cool. You're going to go to the doctor's office the next day. You got that relationship with that physician, right? And then you're going to roll up in that physician's office like 10 o'clock the next morning. You're going to be bent over to my, I'm sick and I need to be seen like right away, right? I know how it goes. Okay, so they're going to verify your insurance, okay? They're going to say, Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so, Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so, I need your state ID. Okay, so your state ID and your insurance card. Let me put on here so I can remind myself that this is being state. And your insurance card, okay? Why do we have to have this? To keep from having fraud, insurance fraud, okay? Because insurance fraud is for real. It is for real, okay? All right, so they have to verify your insurance, okay? So now they verified your insurance, check. They're going to say, Mr. So-and-so. Okay, so we're going to say, Mr. Q. Mr. Q, you have a $800 deductible. Okay, and after, which is not met. Okay, and you have a 20% co-insurance. Okay, 20%. That means that 80% is paid by the insurance company. Okay, so the insurance company pays 80%, and you have to pay 20%. The co-insurance. Remember what I said? Uh, co-pays are for HMOs. Co-insurance is for PPOs. And again, it's not etched in stone because some companies that offer benefits for their patients may have co-pays for their PPOs. It depends on how they're underwritten. Not all PPOs function the same. They don't. But as a basic of foundational knowledge, this is how PPOs usually, usually, and 100% work. Okay, so let me finish up and tell you this. Then you can ask me a lot of questions. If I'm missing something, catch me on the comment section. Okay, all right. Now, you're probably going to be like, you know what? I am not happy about this because I have $800 deductible. Now, how is it I have an $800 deductible? I'm paying $500 a month out my check. They taking enough out my check, and then I got to pay $800 before my insurance pay anything? Yes, sir. That's how that works. We didn't write the policy. We go along with what they tell us at the insurance company, and that's what we have to tell you, sir. Okay? All right. So here this goes. Now, what ends up happening if your $800 is not met? Then what ends up happening is instead of you paying 20%, you're going to probably pay for the whole office visit. So now this is going to be called fee for service. Well, Miss Harper, what is fee for service? I'm glad you asked. I'm about to help you understand what that is. Fee for service is saying, like, if your office visit was $250, okay, and he spent 30 to 40 minutes with you, okay. He did his review of systems where he checked your stomach, okay, then he checked your head because you were nauseous and you had a headache. And then you had syncope, okay? You were just wobbly and dizzy and everything else, okay? So basically, he's checked like 1, 2 review of systems, okay? Syncope is part of the head area, okay? The dizziness and all like that, okay? So let's suppose he did a stomach culture, okay? He did a stomach culture, a stomach culture where, let's suppose he did a hemoccult test. Y'all know what a hemoccult test is. You had diarrhea. And so he may make you, dress a certain way, waist down, no underwear on. And he's going to make you bend over and he's going to put them gloves on and and pulls them out and smear it on a microscope glass thingy. Can't get the proper words, but you know what I mean if you've been in school. Okay, so he can send it off to the lab to see what was going on with you. Okay, and he may decide to do some other kind of lab work. Okay, and I don't know what that lab work. Maybe that lab work is a complete blood count. Okay, and then he may do some other lab work on you, which is a white cell blood count. White cell blood count. Okay, a white blood count. All right. So all of this adds up for this particular office visit. Your office visit is 1, 2 of 19. Okay. So let's see. That's $50. So that's $550. Okay. So let's suppose you put this on your American Express card. Okay. So when they get ready to bill this on a CMS 1500 form, they're going to put on here patient paid $500 on their American Express card. Or let's suppose your healthcare spending flexible account, okay? Whatever that may be, okay? Maybe, what is that other card? This is some other healthcare card. I forgot, it's off the top of my head. So now, 800 minus 500 is $300. You have $300, okay? Now, let's suppose after all this, the doctor says return to office in 2 weeks, okay? So you're gonna come into the office in 2 weeks. So let's suppose 2 weeks is January 25th. I'm just gonna say January 25th, okay? And you know, you gotta talk to them, you gotta tell them all kind of whatever going on in your life, la 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 la. Okay. And that office visit is gonna cost you $100 because he's gonna spend 10 to 15 minutes with you. Okay? And he's gonna do another complete blood count just to see how you're doing. Okay, so now that is $200. So $300 minus $200 leave $100. Okay, and let's suppose he came back in December 15th. Okay, and you ate too much chocolate. So he's spending $10 to $15 with you, and then he's doing another lab test to check your tummy or something, okay? And so that's going to bring you to another $200, okay? So $100 minus $200 is going to bring you to a negative $100. Okay. Now you're probably asking, okay, I kind of did this in the algebra way. That's why you have to learn algebra in school when you get a chance. Okay, so this leaves you $100. Now, with this $100, with this $200, with this $500, you have basically met your $800 deductible. Okay, it took you about 3 office visits, but you met your $800 deductible. Now you're good for the year. Okay, all right. So now we're going to take the residual, okay, residual of the $100, and we're going to charge you 20% of that. Okay, so let's see here, 20% times 100 is $80. Wait, I'm sorry, $20. Let's do that. $20. Okay. So you're going to pay this $20 coinsurance, and now you're able to pay 20% for the remainder of the year, up until your out-of-pocket max. Okay, and your out-of-pocket max could be $4,000. Okay, but that's a whole nother conversation to talk about. Okay, so let's go back over this again. Fee for service. Let's suppose your date of service is January 2nd, 2019. You had to pay $550 on your American Express card or your healthcare flexible healthcare spending account, flexible account, whatever it is. Okay. And then you had to come back for another data service and another data service. And finally, you had $100 residual that you did not have to pay. However, you got to pay 20% of that residual 100. So it took you about 3 office visits. Now, if this fits your budget and this works for you, then go for it. Okay? Go for it. Okay? Now, I'm going to sit down for a minute because I've been teaching since 10 o'clock. And I'm a little tired. Okay, now, let's suppose that you are a person. Let me tell you the advantages of of a PPO plan. Okay, let me take the advantage of the PPO plan. Let me get a black marker. I love my Sharpies. Okay, so the advantages of a PPO plan. Okay, number one, more doctors to see. It may very well be that your favorite doctor is on that PPO plan. So it's a win-win situation for you. Okay. Uh, let's suppose you have a better choice of hospital beds. Okay, meaning that you might get a single room versus a double room where you have a roommate. It just depends. Okay. Another benefit of that is that the out of pocket may be met, may be met sooner for you to be at 100% no coinsurance. Okay, that means that the insurance company will pay at 100%. Okay, without you having to pay any coinsurance. Okay, so here are some of the advantages to that. Now, here are some things you may have to question if you want to get this plan. Okay. Here we go. PPO may be a little bit more pricey for your personal budget. Okay. However, it is more costly than your typical HMO. It is more costly than your typical HMO. So PPO may be a bit more costly for your personal budget plan of what you're willing to spend for premium every 2 weeks out your paycheck, or if you're working for the government every month. It depends on how your pay schedule is. And of course, it is going to be a little bit more costly for your than your HMO. Okay. Now, your PPO premiums, and these are your premiums that are taken out your paycheck, may have a variance of pay that balances your deductible costs. Okay, so let me give you an example. If you're paying $250 per paycheck, okay, and let's suppose that your deductible is $1,000, okay, and this is all for the PPO plan, okay. This is PPO. Let's suppose this is PPO 1. If you go with PPO2 says that you have a $300 per paycheck, okay? And your deductible is $400, okay? Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see that math right there? That makes up a difference on how you may want to choose. So if you choose a PPO2 plan, well, yeah, you're going to pay a little bit more per paycheck, but that deductible is lower. It's kind of like your automobile insurance deductible, okay? If you're going to pay a cheaper premium, then your deductible may be $1,000. Okay, it's a balance. The more you may pay per premium, the more you may pay per premium, the less you will pay for your deductible and other benefits. You may have a cheaper ER visit charge. You may have for ancillary visits. You may have cheaper ancillary visits. It all depends. Now, let me also say this other thing for PPOs too. And I'm gonna bring this up. And some of you billing and coding aficionados, before you even tap me on my page and want to come at me, boom, let me fix you on this before you even get started. Okay. I got to write this way. You have in-network and you have out-of-network. In-network, out-of-network benefits, okay, for PPO. Okay, now, if you have in-network, okay, your in-network may say, okay, let's just say for ancillary, okay, we'll say ancillary. Ancillary could be MRIs, okay? It could be CAT scans. It could be EKGs. It could be echocardiogram, okay? And let's suppose your in-network says that you have a 20% coinsurance with a $200 deductible. Yes, sometimes they do have a separate deductible. Okay? That's just how it is. Okay? It depends on how your employer wants this underwritten. Okay? And what they're willing to pay. And what they're willing to pay to offer you. Because remember, your boss, your company that you work for, pays 70% of your insurance benefits. Okay? All you're really paying is 30%. So if you're crying about paying $350 every 2 weeks, $500 every month, and you paying $250 every 2 weeks, please consider yourself blessed. Because I do know, and even by experience, on Cobra, you be paying every bit of $1,200 and $1,500 a month. So next time y'all see y'all bosses, your human resource people, give them a big hug and kiss. Okay? Okay. Now, if this is out of network, okay, and let's suppose you say, you know what, I want to go to this imaging place that's right around the corner from my house to get my MRI done and to get my CAT scan done and to get some EKGs done, if you get all that ordered, and maybe an echocardiogram on a treadmill for Dr. So-and-so, the cardiologist, okay? Then that means that your insurance is going to pay you're going to pay 30%, and your deductible is going to be $350, okay? That's the difference between in-network and out-of-network. I hope you can see that. That's the difference between in-network, out-of-network when you have PPO insurance. Now, you're probably saying, well, Ms. Harper, who would this best benefit? Who would be a good candidate? Okay. And I can only speak from my opinion. I cannot force feed you to make a decision. All I can do is offer you information and maybe make a few suggestions. But the disclaimer is, it's up to you on what you choose. I will not make decisions for you. You would have to make that decision. All I am is just a resource person to help you think it through. Okay? Okay. So now, here are your best patients, best candidates. Okay, your best candidates. Okay, candidates. If you're a person that goes to the doctor frequently, okay, if you're a person that maybe that you love a wide range of options for care. Maybe you're that person that travels a lot. Okay. And then there are other variances. Now, I'm not saying because, okay, you're single, you're healthy, and I'm gonna get HMO. Ooh, I better not get HMO because if I travel, my HMO may not cover in another state. There are what they call carve outs or riders for your HMO plans. And so you may want to call your HMO company and get that verified through the customer service reps. And then sometimes you may have to go a little bit deeper and ask to speak to the utilization review department and say, hey, I live in Texas, but I'm thinking about going to Colorado for a ski trip this Christmas. And God forbid if I slip and fall off the skis and break my leg, what kind of carve out do y'all have that will cover my benefits for me to be seen at the hospital? Okay. What kind of riders, hidden those fine line things that's not always easily discussed, but you happen to find out during circumstances. And how does Miss Harper know? Because I've been in the field 32 years. I know. I started at 17 years old. Okay. And so, and we had to deal with, when I worked at a phenomenally large physician practice organization here in Houston, we had a lot of out-of-towners that will come and vacation here. And oh my goodness, Johnny broke his leg falling off the tree. Oh my goodness, Johnny broke his leg coming out of Waterworld when we had this that was part of Astro World. He's broke his leg coming down the water slide. I don't know. And I had to call and I had to dig and I had to ask and I had to explain. And so that's how I know what's available. And I used to work in a utilization review department of an insurance company and of an independent physician association and of a large physician organization. So I know how it all works. Okay. It's been the same since the early 90s with me, the late 80s with me. This is what, 2018? Yeah, same similar. Okay. So you do have those carve outs for HMO. Now, your best candidates, in my opinion, are the ones that go to the doctor frequently. Okay, you go to the doctor frequently. The ones that love a wide range of options for care. I'm one of those. I like to have a wide range of options for care, because I like to feel like if someone gives me a good reputation of a physician and I really like them, I don't care if I have to pay 30% and my co-insurance is 350, or my deductible is $1,000 or 800. I don't really care. I want that physician, okay? And not all physicians practice the same. Not all physicians are that deep into what they do or compassionate about what they do. Okay. I'm just a stickler for that. That's just how I am. And if I feel like I'm not getting what I need for care, I'm gonna make it known to you. I'm not getting what I need. And I need to tell you this is what I need. And you need to come on with it and stop playing with me. Okay? Okay, that's just how I am. I can't help it. All right. And again, if you're a person that travels a lot, okay, so you may run across a par provider in visiting Arizona or New Mexico, maybe Las Vegas. You had in Las Vegas somewhere, and that par provider, I mean that provider in Las Vegas may be a participating provider. Now, let me say another disclaimer for this. Sometimes, and most of the times it is, your insurance policies are written according to the rules and regulations of that state, okay? How it's mandated in that state, okay? Even for the same as for Medicaid. What Medicaid may pay for under the governorship of Louisiana may not pay exactly the same under the governorship for Texas, okay? So those are some small things you want to pay attention to, okay? Now, you're probably saying, well, Miss Harper, what would you choose if it was you? Okay, if I had a choice between HMO, PPO, and this is just me, I personally, this is just me, would choose PPO. Why? Because I like a wide range of doctors to go see. I like to pick who I want to see. I like to know, is his or her reputation good? You know, are they going to meet what I need as a person? Because not everybody, and I know my personal health condition, I have to have continuous medical care. I have to have it. Okay. It's a must for my life personally. I'm a 5.5-year breast cancer survivor. So yes, it's a must for my life. It's a must for my life. So that's how I am. I would prefer to have a PPO plan. Okay. All right. Well, that does it. I have an hour and 3 minutes on my YouTube here. I want to thank y'all so much for paying attention. On the next discussion, we will talk about point of service plans and how that works, because it's the best of both worlds with your HMO and your PPO. So I'll explain how that works. And I will also explain how EPOs work, your exclusive preferred provider organization. It kind of works the same as HMO, but it functions like a PPO, but it's a little bit more exclusive for that company in particular. And that particular company is giving them, per se, their checkbook, the insurance company, their checkbook, according to what the underwriting policy is, and they have to manage that checkbook and take money out that particular checkbook for their employees. So we'll talk about that next time. But if you have any other questions, please let me know. You're more than welcome to go to my Facebook page, Tara's Healthcare Consulting and Office Design. That's TARA, Tara's with apostrophe S, Healthcare Consulting and Office Design. You're more than welcome to question me in email. That's thcod@hotmail.com. And you're more than welcome to text me at 281-723-4762. That's 281-723-4762. And again, as always, I want to thank you for allowing me to come into your world to make you better for your health information. Thank you so much. This is Tara Harper. Bye bye for now.